Welcome back to Lewiston the way I see it. This is just an update of my most recent video, Abuse of Power. For those of you that haven't watched that video, a 10-second recap is one of the city councilors got their panties in a bunch because they didn't agree with the YouTube videos that I was making and posting online. They then decided the best thing to do was to call the police department and have the police department speak to me about this problem. So what follows here is me going to a city council meeting, and my address to the city council, it's only about 2 minutes, so don't panic, okay? Thanks.
Public comment? Please step up to the podium up here, sir. Or yes, to the back of you.
My name is Jay Allen. I'm a landlord in Lewiston. I own 62 units. I'm here today just to get something into the public record. I'm going to be brief and respectful. So last week, in quick succession, I got notified that I was having a GA inspection on one of my units, followed by a Lewiston Fire Department inspection on another one of my units, followed by a call from the Lewiston Police Department informing me that a city councilor was bothered by my YouTube videos that I've been posting concerning the homeless and drug addict problem in Lewiston. So I just have 3 things to ask. I understand they're not going to be answered today. So I'm just wondering if any of the 8 city councilors wants to step forward and say that they were the ones that called and put the Lewiston Police Department in a very awkward situation. The second thing is, did it ever occur to this city councilor that they had the option at any point just to pick up the phone and talk to me? Right? We've been trying to do that for 10 years and no one has done it yet. So I guess that wasn't an option. And then the last thing that I'd really like an answer on, there are 8 of you on the council. Is it really okay with the other 7 that somebody thought that they had the power to try to use the Lewiston Police Department to dissuade me from making YouTube videos about the homeless problem in Lewiston? And that's all I've got. Thank you for your time. So the update is, the next day, I actually got a email back from the mayor, and I will read it to you word for word. Hi, Mr. Allen. Thank you for coming to speak during the public comment last night. I believe the administration has already followed up with you about your concerns regarding the timing of the inspections. I appreciate your investment in Lewiston, and feel free to reach out at any time. Take care, Carl. So I'll just speak to that real quick. The administration never reached out to me. I had actually previously written to the Director of Code and asked for an explanation of the General Assistance inspection process, one which I was the one in Lewiston that insisted they actually do General Assistance inspections almost 4 years ago, but I've never had one, so even though I was told it was going to happen. So what I learned was that the Director of General Assistance would be calling me. At least that's what the Director of Code said. And of course, like has been the case for the last 10 years, I haven't ever heard a word from General Assistance. So that's that. I then responded to Mayor Sheline. Am I to assume you aren't going to answer the primary question from last night? To which he replied, "Please remind me, what was your primary question?" Which, frankly, just pisses me off, okay? What this guy, right, I'll speak for him since he is seemingly unable to speak. What he's really saying to me is, "Mr. Allen, I don't care that you've invested millions of dollars in Lewiston. I don't care that you pay every one of your sizable bills and obligations to the city on time. I don't care that you've been virtually a perfect developer within Lewiston." And finally, what he's really saying is, "You are so unimportant to me that even though you were the only person to speak during the public comment section of the city council meeting, that I didn't think that was important enough to even be able to remember it." So that's really what this guy is saying. So, whatever. People can think what they think. It's not like I get a zillion views on my YouTube videos. You know, there's a few people that watch. I would sincerely hope that you would be disappointed in this so-called elected official who has made his disdain for me perfectly clear. The only thing he cares about is what is the absolute full-time occupation of most of in-town Lewiston, and that is in securing funding. Private investment is a pain in his ass because you must like this situation. People who invest their own money have expectations about how a city's going to be run and about how, in my instance, how my tenants are going to be treated. I have expectations, and I know that is a pain in the ass to have expectations of an elected city official who is so busy trying to elbow his way to the top of Virtue Mountain, just elbowing people out of the way so he can be the single most virtuous human in Lewiston, that he doesn't bother to look behind me or behind himself and see the thousands of other people that are also important in Lewiston outside of the drug addicts, maybe the 200 that are destroying in town Lewiston. Those are who are important to him. To the point that he called the police to complain about me documenting what happens in everyday life in Lewiston. So, whatever. Pay close attention, Mayor Sheline. You can kiss my hairy ass. And at any point in time, if you happen to regenerate a backbone, feel free to call me. I answer the phone every time. And I'm willing to meet you anytime, anywhere, and have a real discussion about this. Not the kind you have with your 40 or 50 sycophants that just love everything you say. There are thousands of people in Lewiston that don't. So, again, I'll be waiting for your call.